Hello guys, it's me, Ashol the Brilliant, and you're watching Learn with Ashol. And today I'm back with another video, and this is the second part for the exercise 1.1, and it's gonna be a three-part video. So like this is the second video, and then there's gonna be a third, which is gonna be about completing the square um, method, using the completing the square method to solve the questions. In this video, I solved the questions using the factorization method. Basically, that's what we have to do in this in this question, you could say, or in this part of the exercise, and that's pretty much it. So, without further ado, let's get into our video.
So let's start the second question. So let's go. So the second question is like we have to solve the following equations using the factorization method. So I'm gonna write like the first part of the second question, which is x squared minus x minus 20 equals 0. And since we have to solve it using the factorization method, first we need AC. And AC is, as you know, the product of the coefficient and the constant, the coefficient of x squared and the constant. So the coefficient of x squared, let me write here, is 1. And you can see this is the constant right over here. Let's use this. This is the constant, and this is the coefficient. So A and C, and we need to multiply them together. So when we multiply 1 with minus 20, we get equals minus 20. So factorizing minus 20, the factors can either be minus what's called now 1 and 20, or 2 and 10, or 4 and 5. That's pretty much it. Now we have to see which one of these pair of factors they sum up to minus x, because like basically that's what we need to look for over here, because we already know that their product is going to be 20, right? Because they're factors. So yeah, now we just need to see which two of the terms, you could say, or like which two uh, factors they sum up to minus x. So basically we need minus 1, you could say, in other words, right? Because there's nothing over here either, so you can just say there's a 1 here. So we need minus x, or minus 1x. So summing them up, if we use like both, like you can see that one of the factors, its sign is going to be negative, and one of them has to be positive right here. So like this one, its sign is positive. Let's use this. It's positive, and over here you can see this is minus. This is minus 20 over here. So if we use this, then like if this is say like it's supposed to be like this, right? If one of them is positive, then the other one has to be negative. If one of them is negative, the other one has to be positive. So plus 1 and minus 20 will be minus 19, and we need minus 1. So that's not it. Also, like minus 1 plus 20 is positive 19, and well, that's not it either. So this is not an option. Next, we have these. So 2 minus 10 will be minus 8, but we need minus 1, so that's not an option. Minus 2 plus 10, basically, like if you say like plus minus and then minus plus, it's just going to be the opposite, you could say. Like the result, we're going to just get like the opposite result. Like the sign of the result will be the opposite. So like 2 minus 10 is like minus 8, so then minus 2 plus 10 will be plus 8, like positive 8. So there we go. We can cross that out. Now we have plus minus 4 and minus plus 5. So minus 4 plus 5, we get minus 1. So that's what we're looking for. So that means that minus 4 plus 5 is not useful, and besides, just 1. So, it's the opposite of what we want. We want 1 minus, that is. So these two are the terms that we're going to split minus x into. So splitting it, we're going to get x squared minus 5, right here, minus 5x plus 4x minus 20 equals 0. Now, you can see that we can take x common from the first two terms. So we take it common and we get x minus 5. And from the last two terms, we take plus 4 common. So we get x minus 5 as well, equals 0. Now, x minus 5 is common, so we're just going to write x minus 5. And then we'll write into x plus 4 because that's what we have left on the outside. So now, since we have x minus 5 into x minus 4, and that means that they're multiplying, and the thing is that they're over here, the equal sign is telling us that they equal 0, and their product, it's basically the equation x squared minus x minus 20, because we just factorized it. So these two right here, x minus 5 and x plus 4, they're both factors of the above equation. So what we're gonna say, because the equal sign is telling us that they equal 0, then that means that one of these has to be 0 so that they equal 0. But so that their product is equal to 0, you could say, or their product is 0. So we're going to say that either one of these is 0 or the other is 0, because we don't know which one of them is 0. So that's why we're saying either x minus 5 is equal to 0 or x plus 4 is equal to 0. For the first case, we'll take minus 5 to the other side, and we'll get x equals plus 5. Or in the second case, we'll take plus 4 to the other side, and we'll get x equals minus 4. So our solution set will be x equals 5 or minus 4. And yeah, that's the first part of the second question. Now let's move on to the second part. So we have 3y squared equals y into y minus 5. And first, what we're gonna do is multiply this y with y and with minus 5, so that we finish this unfinished business, and then we can subtract and add and stuff. So we have 3y squared, and y into y will be y squared, and then y into minus 5 will be minus 5y. And now you can see that there's y squared on both sides, and also they're both positive. So what are we gonna do here? Well, you can see that one of them has a bigger coefficient, which is 3y squared. 3y squared, the 3 in the 3y squared is bigger than over here. There's only one. There's only one over here. So you can tell that 3 is bigger than 1, so that's why we need to move all these terms to the other side. So when we move them to the other side, this and minus 5y, we'll go there and we get 3y squared. And y squared, when it goes to the other side, its sign will change. It will become minus y squared as it's positive over here. And minus 5y is negative over here, so it'll become positive when it goes over there. So it'll be plus 5y equals 0. Now, now we get the subtracting. We have 3 and we have minus 1. So it's simple. It's just 2. Let me just underline these. So yeah, we have 2y squared plus 5y equals 0. So now what do? Well, you can see that there's something common over here. You can see that there's y. It's common in both of these terms. So we're going to take y common. And when we do that, we'll get 2y plus 5 left. And now what we can do with this is, like, we can say either, because now look, y into 2y plus 5, that's, you can draw a bracket over here too. So now, like, it's looks more like that scenario that we just did in the above question. So, like, again, these two are factors and they're giving us the equation 2y squared plus 5y. So yeah, we can say either y equals 0 because their product is equal to 0 according to the equal sign. So either y is equal to 0 or 2y plus 5 is equal to 0. In this case, this is y's value, y is equal to 0. But in the other case, let's say or again, 2y will equal, we send 5 to the other side. 5 is positive, it'll become negative, so we get minus 5. And then we can say or divide 2 on both sides, or send this 2 to the other side, this 2 right here, to the other side. But yeah, like if you divide it, then you like 2 and 2 cross out from here, and you get 1 from here, and y, like 1 into y you get. And over here you get minus 5 over 2. So y equals minus 5 over 2. So our solution set is going to be y equals 0 or minus 5 over 2. There we go. Now, let's do the third part. So the third part is 4 minus 32x equals 17x squared. Now you see in this case, 17x squared is on the right hand side, but like it's the x squared, and there's only one x squared, which is 17x squared. Like there's only one x squared term, and that's 17x squared, and it's on the right. So that means that we have to move all these terms. Basically, there are only two over here, these two. We have to move them to the other side. So let's do that. And doing so, we'll get 0 over here equals 17x squared over here. And minus 32x, I'm just rearranging it from here directly. When it goes to the other side, its sign will change. It will become plus. But yeah, like we'll write 32x first, plus 32x. And then 4, when it goes to the other side, its sign will change. It will become minus 4. And yeah, we get minus 4. So this is our equation. And now we are going to get AC, and then we're going to, factorize it basically. So AC equals, over here, 17 is the coefficient of the squared variable, and 4 minus 4 is a constant. So their product will be 17 multiplied by minus 4 equals minus 68. And factorizing minus 68, we can get 1 and minus 68. Keep in mind that one of these factors, you could say like terms, or like one of the factors, or you could say one of the factors in a pair of factors that we're going to use has to be negative, because over here we get minus 68. So yeah, but over here you can see that like we need positive 32 though, the sum of the factors. So I think that the smaller one will be negative and the bigger one is supposed to be positive. Anyway, the next factor can be 2 into minus 34, and then we have 4 into minus 17. So now when we add these up, it can work anyways, by the way I told you before, so let's actually just try it. So 1 minus 68 is going to be minus 67, and that's not going to work. And minus 1 plus 68 is going to be the opposite, which is going to be 67, and that's also not going to work. So this pair is not good. Next, we have plus 2 and minus 34. What do we get? Minus 32. That means that this is the pair, but not the right sign. These aren't the right signs of the terms, or like of the factors. So if we try minus 2 and plus 34, then we'll get 32. So this is wrong, but this one is right. That means we don't need this pair. So oh no. So that's our pair. Our pair is minus 2 and plus 34. That's what we're going to split this 32x into. So when we do that, we'll get 17x squared plus 34x minus minus 2x, and minus 4 equals 0. And then now you can see that over here in the first two terms, we're going to take 17x common, because 17 is common, 17 ones are, 17 twos are, and x is common as well. So we'll get 17x common, we'll get x plus 2. And in this last two, we're going to take minus 2 common, and we'll get x plus actually 2 equals 0. And from here, you can see that x plus 2 is common, so x plus 2 we're going to write, and we'll get 17x minus 2 inside equals 0. And again, you can see that one of these has to be 0 so that their product is equal to 0, and they're also factors of the above equation. So we're going to say that either x plus 2 is equal to 0, or 17x minus 2 is equal, 17x minus 2 is equal to 0. 17x minus 2 is equal to 0. Now, solving this, we'll get x equals, taking plus 2 to the other side, we'll get minus 2. Or we can take minus 2 to the other side, and we'll get 17x equals 2. And then we can divide on both sides by 17, or take 17 to the other side, whichever way you understand better. Divide by 17 on both sides, and we'll get x equals 2 over 17. So now the values of x are going to be x equals minus 2 or 2 over 17. And yeah, that's the result. Next part is the fourth part. So let's do that. The fourth part is we have x squared minus 11x equals 152. And first of all, let's bring 152 to the other side, because before we solve any equation, quadratic equation, we want it in standard form. So the standard form is ax squared plus bx plus c, where c is a constant, a is a coefficient of x squared, and b is the constant of x. So we have x squared minus 11x, and we're going to take 152 to the other side, and we'll get minus 152, because its sign will change. It's positive right now, it's going to be negative. And now AC is going to equal, you can see 1 is the coefficient of x squared. So it's going to multiply with the constant, right here, minus 152, like this. So when we multiply, we get 1 multiplied by minus 152, and it equals minus 152. And factorizing it, we can get 1 and minus 152. I think the bigger factor should be negative, because we're supposed to get minus 11, but I mean, let's see. So yeah, we have this. We have 2 and minus 76, and let's see, 4. We also have 4. And do we have 7? Nope. And what about 8? Yes, so we have a winner, ladies and gents. We have a winner. So it doesn't go on 5, 6, 7, or 3, but it goes on 8. So uh, let's see now. I think this is all we need, if you can see already what I'm seeing. But yeah, to simplify it, let's write plus minus plus. We should just write plus on the bottom. Oh, look at that. Shaved it off. Okay, so plus 1 and minus 152 will give us minus 151. And that's not what we want. And minus 1 plus 152, it'll give us 151, like positive, and that's also not what we want. So no need for this. Then we have plus 2 and minus 76. That will give us minus 74, and its opposite, minus 2 plus 76, will give us 74 positive, and that's not either what we want. So goodbye. Then we have 4 and 38. So like 4 minus 38 will be minus 34, and that's not what we're looking for. And we're looking for minus 7, by the way, as you guys can see over there. So minus 4 plus 38, what will that give us? It will give us positive 34, and that's also not what we want. So cross equals right there. And then we have plus 8 and minus 19. That'll give us minus 11, and that's exactly what we want. And then, negative 8 plus 19 will give us positive and positive 11, and that's not what we want. So cross that out. And plus 8 and minus 19, that's the one. You can see right here, that's what we needed. So we'll be splitting this minus 11x into plus 8x and minus 19x. So we'll get x squared minus 19x plus 8x minus 152 equals 0. So we'll take x common from the first two and we'll get x minus 19. And from the second two, we'll take 8 common and we'll get x minus 19. That is 8 19s are 152 equals 0. We'll take x minus 19 common and we'll get x plus 8. We'll be left with x plus 8 equals 0. And then from here, we're going to say either again, because remember, these two are factors of the equation, x squared minus 11x minus 152, and their product is equal to 0 according to the equal sign. So that's why we're just going to say either x minus 19 equals 0 or x plus 8 is equal to 0. And so what are we going to do? We're just going to solve this. Simple. It's really simple from here. I'm pretty sure you can tell. So let's use this color for this one and orange for this one. I think I've already overused these colors, but anyway, x equals plus 19 in the first case, because when we send minus 19 to the other side, it will become positive 19. So we'll get x equals 19, or you can see that that's 8. So when we send positive 8 to the other side, x will equal negative 8. So our pair will be, our solution set will be 19 and minus 8. And yeah, that's the fourth part. Now let's move on to the fifth part. So the fifth part, what is the fifth part? The fifth part is if we have something like x plus 1 over x, look at that line, plus x over x plus 1 equals 25 over 12. How do we solve it? So you can see that there are fractions involved. And for this one, what we're going to do is we're going to solve one side first, and then we're going to solve the other side. So like first, I'm going to take the LCM. On the left-hand side, I'm going to take the LCM, and I'll get the LCM. It will equal x, as it's a singular term, or it's like a single term, symbol for life, x into x plus 1. And what I'm going to do is, since it's the LCM, so I'm going to multiply the denominators of each of the fractions on the left-hand side by this LCM. So I have x into x plus 1 and x into x plus 1. So first, let me just draw the line, and we have 25 over 12 over here. Now we have x into x plus 1 as the LCM, as the denominator, and what's going to divide it over here and what's going to divide it over here. First, the first LCM is going to divide, then the second LCM, which is x plus 1. So when x divides, we get x plus 1, and when x plus 1 divides, we get x. So this is what's going to multiply with x plus 1, and this is what's going to multiply with x. So this is x plus 1 up there from the fraction, this x plus 1, and this is the x plus 1 that's going to multiply with x plus 1, so which is the numerator of x. Now, what is the numerator of x plus 1? It's x, so x is this x, the numerator, and this is what's going to multiply with this, the numerator x. So we're going to get x plus 1 squared plus x squared over x into x plus 1 equals 25. Now, while expanding this formula, the x1 whole square formula, we're going to cross multiply the denominators, 12 and x into x plus 1. I'm going to say cross multiply. Denominators. So when we do that, we're going to multiply 12 over here. And you could say, actually, better yet, for more understandable, in a more understandable way, I'm going to write it like this, into 12, which is this denominator because we want it up, into x, let's open the square, so x squared plus 2 into x into 1 plus the second term's whole square. And remember that this 12 is multiplying with this whole thing. So this whole square plus x squared over x into x plus 1 equals 25 over 12. And we're going to multiply with x into x plus 1 into 12. You can see over here that 12 and 12 will cross. Over here, x plus 1 and x into x plus 1 and x into x plus 1 will cross. So now we have 12 on the left hand side. Hey, come on. Hey, boy. We have 12 into x squared plus 2 into 1 is 2. 2 into x is 2x plus 1 square is 1 plus x squared. Let's just write, or you know what, we don't even need to write the brackets anymore. The formula is open, it's pretty safe. All we need to do is just write like a bigger one because, 12 is still going to be multiplied. So equals 25. And now let's just multiply x into x and x into 1. So x into x will be x squared. And then x into 1 will be plus x. And then we have to multiply them with 25. So we're going to do that. We get 12 over here, and we get 2x squared plus 2x plus 1 equals 25 into x squared, which will be 25x squared, and 25 into x, which will be plus 25x, and on the other side, you can see that we're going to multiply also. So like on the other side, when we multiply, first 12 will multiply with 2x squared, which will be 24x squared. And then it'll multiply with 2x, and we'll get plus 24x. And then 12 will finally multiply with 1. Or let's just make it liquid. So when it multiplies with 1, we'll get plus 12 equals 25x squared plus 25x. And now you can see that 25x squared and 25, they're both big, and they're the x squared, which has its coefficient as 25. It's bigger than the one that has its coefficient as 24, right? So that means that the 24x squared and all the terms on 24x squared side have to move on to the 25x squared side before we can solve, using any method. So what we're going to do is we're going to move all of these terms, meaning 24x squared, 24x, and 12. And we'll get 0 equals 25x squared plus minus, actually. So when you 24x squared. When we take it to the other side, its sign will change. So it's positive right now. It'll be negative. So it'll be minus 24x squared. And this is plus 25x. And then 24x coming from the other side, it's also positive. So when it comes here, its sign will change. It'll be negative 24x. And then plus 12, positive 12 will become negative 12. So it'll be minus 12. And now, we can write it on any side. It doesn't matter. The 0. And we're going to simplify we're going to simplify the x squared terms and the x terms. And the constant is just a constant. You can't see anything else being simplified. So we're going to get x squared when 25 minus 24 is x. Is 1 actually. So we get 1x squared or x squared plus 25 minus 24. Why I wrote the plus is because you can see that 24 minus 20. Actually, let's say 25 minus 24. That's the thing. 25 minus 24 is 1. So we get positive 1. And we have minus 12 equals 0. Using the factorization method, we need AC for that. You can see that there's 1 over here now. So 1 over here is going to multiply with minus 12 over here. So when we multiply them, we'll get 1 multiplied by minus 12 equals minus 12. So now we need to factorize minus 12, and since the b, or you could say like the x term, it's positive, you can see the sign is positive. That means that there's 1, like plus 1x. That's what it is right here. So when there is a positive one, then that means that the factors, they'll, like, one of them has to have a negative sign, but the other one should have a positive sign, and the bigger one should have a positive sign, so that we get positive 1. So we get a positive result, you could say, a positive sign. So we're going to get 1 and minus 12. And it's not actually minus 12, but yeah. Let's just do it like this. 2 into plus minus 6 is minus 3 into minus plus 4. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So now what are we going to do? What we're going to do is, you can see that I'm just going to do this like this, just so that there's no confusion at all, so that you get it. You see there's plus 1 and minus 12. So when you add them up, you get minus 11. And minus 11 is not what we're looking for. We're looking for plus 1. And when we add minus 1 and plus 12, we'll get positive 11. So that's not the answer either. And then we have positive 2 and negative 6. That will be negative 4. And negative 2 and positive 6 will be positive 4. So that's not the right pair either. Next, we're down to these guys. Which one is it going to be? Plus 3 and minus 4 is going to be minus 1. So, but then minus 3 and plus 4 is going to do it, because we're going to get plus 1 from that. So that means that these two are the pair. The pair. So we're gonna split this 1x into 4x minus 3x, or minus 3x plus 4x. So we're gonna get x squared minus 3x plus 4x plus actually no, it's minus 12 equals 0. Move down. Not that much. Right, so we're going to take x common from the first two. We're going to get x minus 3. And we have plus 4. We're going to take common from the last two. We're going to get x minus 3 again equals 0. And then you can see we can take x minus 3 common. And we'll be left with x plus 4 equals 0. And now what we're going to say is, since their product is 0, either one of them is 0, because they're factors, we get it, they're factors of the equation, but the 0 is telling us something else. So we're just going to say that either, we don't know which one, so either x minus 3 equals 0 or x plus 4 equals 0. So in the first one, we're going to get x equals 3, or yeah, or yeah, so x equals. So you can see that we'll send minus 3 to the other side in the first one and plus 4 to the other side in the second. So we'll get plus 3 in the first and minus 4 in the second. So our solution set will be 3 and minus 4. Because when we send the numbers to the other side, like you can see minus 3, when you send it to the other side, the sign will change, so it will become positive 3. And negative 4 is a result of positive 3 going to the other side. So, yeah. And let's just draw this a little bit. No. Yeah, I guess that's pretty much. So now we have the sixth part. We have 2 over x minus 9 equals 1 over x minus 3 minus 1 over x minus 4. So what are we going to do is we're going to take the LCM. So I told you we're saving the LCM of the equation for this one, so we're going to use it on this one. So the LCM is going to equal, I'm writing it on the second line because it's going to be obviously too long to write on in one line like this, like that up there. Not enough space, so yeah. So we're going to get, the LCM will be x minus 9 into x minus 3 into x minus 4. That's the LCM of this equation. And we need to multiply this LCM with every one of these terms to get rid of their denominators. So doing so, we'll get x minus 9 into x minus 3 into x minus 4 into 2 over x minus 9 equals x minus 9 into x minus 3 into x minus 4 into 1 over x minus 3. And then we have minus in the middle, which is this minus right here. And then we have x minus 9 into x minus 3 into x minus 4 into 1 over x minus 4. Wasn't actually expecting to fit all this in one line, but we did it. So yeah, now you can see that x minus 9 will cross out from the first, you could say, term from the first fraction, actually. And then, yeah, I just did that on purpose. It's x minus 3, guys. X minus 3 and x minus 3 cross out from the second, and then x minus 4 and x minus 4 cross out from the third fraction. And now let's switch back to our pen, and we'll get 2. I'm just going to write first. Come on, draw the brackets right. Into x minus 3 into x minus 4 equals x minus 9 into x minus 4. I'm just not going to write the 1 because you know that when we multiply something with 1, we're going to get the same result. So, you know, you can think about it as already multiplied. Then we're going to get x minus 9 into x minus 3. So, yeah, that's what we have. And now, first, I'm just going to write 2 on the side. And we're gonna open this like It's not really a formula, but yeah, we're gonna just, multiply. So x into x will get x squared. Then x into minus 4 will get minus 4x. And then minus 3 into x will get minus 3x. And the minus 3 into minus 4 will get plus 12 equals, again, let's use this. So x into x will get x squared. X into minus 4 get minus 4x. And then minus 9 into x, we get minus 9x. And then, let's see, which one can we still use? Yeah, the brown. Minus 9 into minus 4. Hey, see, it just covered his face. If you don't want that, then I'll just throw it a little like this. Anyway, minus 9 into minus 4 will get plus 36. And there's a minus sign right here. And then again, the multiplication continues. So x into x will get x squared. And then x into minus 3x, minus 3, and then we'll get minus 3x. And then minus 9 into x, we'll get minus 9x. And then let's use this. And then minus 9 into minus 3 we'll get plus 27. And let's just put brackets over there. And now, let's multiply. Actually, better yet, let's just simplify these. Let's simplify these two and these two and these two, and then we'll move on to multiplying. So minus 4x and minus 3x, this can be these two can be simplified. Also, minus 4x and minus 9x, they can also be simplified. And let's use this. Minus 3x and minus 9x, they can also be simplified. So we're going to simplify them. And, well, like, if we, this was like some type of square formula, then we wouldn't really have to simplify them. I'm pretty sure you're getting that by now, right? That if, like, there's a square, then you don't really need to simplify them, because when it's multiplying, it's like 2 into x into whatever, or whatever's formula it is, 2 into first term into second term, so you don't really have to simplify them. But anyway, we're simplifying them. So we have 2 over here. This just comes down, and we have x squared, and then minus 4x and minus 3x, when you sum them up, you get minus 4 minus 3 is minus 7, so like minus 7x. And this, actually, let's just make this a little straight. And then we have plus 12 equals x squared again, and then minus 4 and minus 9. That gives us minus 13x, and we have plus 36 from here. Let's just keep running brackets. Minus, again, from here, minus right there. And then we have x squared. Then we have minus 3, and we have minus 9. So when you sum them up, you get minus 12. So minus 12x plus 27 from right there. And now you can see that on this side, before we simplify them, like get rid of the brackets, we have to multiply each of the terms of this in this bracket, in the second one. We have to multiply each of these terms with this negative sign, this minus sign. And over here, we have to multiply each of the terms with 2. So let's do that. 2 into x squared, we'll get 2x squared. And then 2 into minus 7x, we get minus 14x. Then we have 2 into plus 12. So that will be plus 24 equals x squared. These can come out of the bracket now. It's safe. X squared minus 13x plus 36. And we have this minus, which why I'm writing a minus over here is because you can see there's a positive sign, like with x squared, and when negative and positive they multiply, you get negative, right? So that means the sign will be negative when minus multiplies with positive. So we're gonna get minus x squared, and this is 12x minus 12x. So minus, we get positive, so we get plus 12x. I mean, like minus with minus, we get plus. And then we have minus with positive again, or plus, and we get minus, so we get minus 27. And yeah, so now let's simplify these. You can see that these can be simplified over here, these terms, and this we're just going to write again for now, for this step. 2x squared minus 14x plus 24 equals. So like now you can see there's actually only one thing that we can really cross out, and that is x squared and x squared. You can see that, let me just underline x squared and minus x squared. You see like they're of opposite signs and they have the same coefficient, so that means we can cross them out, right? You can see these two terms can be simplified, and you can see 36 and 27 can be simplified. So yeah, let's simplify them. So like x squared and minus x squared, they just cross out, they're gone. And minus 13x plus 12x, we can simplify into minus x, right? That like x, there's only one, like minus 13 plus 12, we get 1, right? So minus x, because minus 13 is, well, like, is the bigger one, you know, in coefficient and magnitude, we could say in coefficients actually. And like its sign is negative, so that's why. And yeah, so then we have 36. 36 is the bigger one, so we are sure that the result is going to be a positive number. And we have like 36 minus 27. So what do we get? We get 9. 9, that's it. And now you guys can see that 2x squared is like the biggest right now, right? It's the biggest, greatest term right now. And what we want to do when we have something like this is obviously it's bring smaller terms, because there's no x squared here, and that means that these are all smaller than this side. Like whatever term is on this side is bigger than this side. On the whatever term is on the left hand side is right now bigger than the terms on the right hand side. So that means that we need to make or better yet take all the terms on this side to the other side. So let's do that. We're going to take x and 9 to the other side. Let's rewrite this. So this will be 2x squared minus 14x, and I'm rearranging it so like x, it's negative over here. When it goes to the other side, it'll be positive, so plus x. And we have plus 24. And when 9 goes to the other side, it's positive right now, so it'll be negative. Its sign will change, it will become negative 9, so negative 9 equals 0. Now you can see that there's some things again that can be simplified. That those are minus 14x and x, and 24 and minus 9. So let's simplify them, and we get 2x squared, and minus 14 plus 1 will be minus 13. So minus 13x, and simplifying this, we'll get equals 0. So now, like, let's solve it using the factorization method, since, obviously we have to solve it with the factorization method. So, yeah, where is AC? AC. So, like, AC over here, A is 2, is the coefficient of the squared variable, and C is the coefficient 15, and it's positive 15, so plus 15, and we have to multiply them, and doing that we'll get 2 multiplied by 15, which will equal positive 30 plus 30. And now let's factorize 30. So we get 1 and 30, we get 2 and 15, and we get 3 and 10, and we get 5 and 6. So now, like, let's use, what's it called, these factors. Let's, like, factorize, or you could say better yet, split this term, this bx term. Let's circle this. We have to circle this. Basically, we have to, this whole thing actually, we have to split this whole thing into 2 terms. And which 2 terms they'll be, let's see which 2 terms they'll be. Actually, better yet, it will be actually, because you can see that, like, this has to be negative, so it could be actually any, like, both of them can be negative or both of them can be positive. So let me actually just draw plus and plus, minus and minus. So basically, we don't need the positives at all, because you can see that the sign over here is negative. That means that both these factors should have a negative sign. So which one of these factors with a negative sign will sum up to minus 13? That's what we have to look at. So if we take minus 1 and minus 30, we'll get minus 31. So that means that this whole pair is negative. Yeah. And then we have minus 2 and minus 15. When we take them, we get minus 17. So it's still bigger than minus 13. So out. And we have minus 3 and minus 10. That will be minus 13, won't it? So that means this will be of no use. And anyway, if you do calculate this, it'll be minus 5 minus 6 is minus 11. So, this is the pair. So we're going to split this minus 13x into minus 3 and minus 10. So let's write it. We have 2x squared minus 3x minus 10x and 15 equals 0. And yeah, let's go down a little. So from the first 2 terms, you can see we will take x common, as like x is common in, like, both of them, right? You can see x in both of them, so we can take 1x common at least. So we'll be left with 2x minus 3. And from the second 2, you can see that both of them are multiples of 5. So we can take minus 5 common. And if we do that, then we get 2x minus 3. Don't. Yes, we do. So now equals 0. And you can see that we'll take 2x common because, it's type of repeating. Minus 3, 2x minus 3 common. And then we have x minus 5 into x minus 5 equals 0. And since it's equaling 0, that means that one of these has to be 0. One of these factors has to be 0. But again, we don't know which one, so we're just going to say either. And also that these two are the factors of the above equation. But yeah, so either 2x minus 3 equals 0, or x minus 5 equals 0. In the first case, take minus 3 to the other side, and 2x will equal 3. And then we can divide on what's called by 2 on both sides to get rid of the coefficient right here. And like cut this like this, we'll get x equals 3 over 2. Basically, like 2 and 2 when they cross, we get 1, right? So 1, when it multiplies with anything, it's the same number. And in this case, it's 1 multiplied by x, and well, it'll just be x. So yeah. Then we have minus 5. When it goes to the other side, we get x equals positive 5. Its sign changes when it goes to the other side, so it's positive 5. So the values of the x from this equation will be 3 over 2 and 5. And yeah, that's pretty much all for question number 2.
That's it for this video, guys. I hope it was helpful, and I hope you enjoyed, and I hope that you understood how to solve equations using the factorization method, and yeah, I'm just like thankful, and I appreciate all your support, and it was much more than what I was expecting. I'm actually shocked, to be honest, but like, keep up the good work. That's what I can say. And leave a like, and drop a comment. And well, if you have any questions, like if you have any doubts, just comment down below. Shoot me a message, and we'll talk about it. And uh, that's pretty much it. So until next time, peace out.